What's up, guys? It's August 20th, 2023, Sunday morning, about 5:10. Had some technical difficulties this morning. I've been up since 4:30. I've shot this video for the third time. I just got back from Circle K, getting some coffee to get me going on some fasted cardio this morning for the first time in this prep. I'm 6 weeks out from October 1st, my first show of this season. Everything is going very well with weight loss, but I'm going to start kicking off some fasted cardio. I've recently heard from people in the science space, exercise science guys, that fasted cardio is not any more beneficial than unfasted cardio. But whether that is the case or not, I'm not doing it just for weight loss. I'm doing it to teach myself how to do what I want to do. What I mean is, a lot of people who are highly successful do things that they don't want to do just to get their mind to do them, more or less. So a lot of people I know do like the cold plunges in the morning. It's not about the health benefits. It's just about getting your mind, getting your mindset that you're going to do what you want to do. A lot of people struggle with this. I know I do. You know, getting up on time, getting the chores done, doing the things you really want to do, just motivating yourself to do those things. It's not easy, and the more you lie to yourself and say, hey, I'm going to do this today, and you don't do it, the easier it is to put those things off. So, you know, it's about 5 a.m. I got up at 4:30. It's pretty easy for me right now to get up. I went to bed at like midnight. However, once I get done with cardio and eat, I'm planning on going back to sleep for a little bit. It is my rest day. I don't train today, so I can do that if I want. But yeah, I'm here early so I can do my fasted cardio, of course, like I said, and then as well to do a little bit of posing in the mirror at my apartment gym. And ideally, no one will be in here, so we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, that's 30 minutes of cardio. Coffee's gone. Probably another 30 minutes of posing. I'm feeling pretty good about my posing. It's coming along, and if I got 6 weeks, woo, we're gonna get it. All right, guys, just made it back from the apartment gym. I was gonna tell you a little bit about how it went. It went very good. I did 30 minutes of cardio, and which was 3.2 to 3.5 miles per hour on 6% incline. I did something a little different today. I went through my Instagram stories and tried to interact with as many people as I could. And then did a little bit of that on Facebook as well, just going through a regular feed on Facebook. But yeah, that really made me feel good to look at other people and try to take some time to, reach out to them. So yeah, back here, meal one. This is a non-training day, so it's a low carb day. So what I've got here is 4 whole eggs. My carbs are down today, but my fats are up a little bit, so that's why 4 whole. Then I've got an ounce of spinach in there, and then 1 serving, half cup of frozen blueberries. Then I've got my multivitamin, vitamin C, and fish oil. Take those in the morning, take my probiotic at night. And then I've got this drink that I start my morning off with. And so this drink it's a lot of different things that I haven't really been specifically recommended, but I have been doing it for a while and enjoy it. So I was recommended beet powders a while back, but I just can't get over the fact that they cost like $1 per serving. It's just ridiculous. But I think I've found a better option coming soon. I think I've found some bulk beet powders that I can buy. But anyways, for the time being, I've been using just beet juice, put a splash of beet juice in there. But the problem with it is, I guess I'm probably paying less for serving, but probably not getting as much benefit. I'm buying like quart little bottles of it. They're like $8 or something, so still a lot of money. But anyways, I fill this mostly with water. Then I give like half ounce of beet juice, then probably like a 1/4 ounce of lemon juice, and then I do like 10 cracks of pink Himalayan salt, just to kind of get hydration, get water in. Then of course my creatine, which I just do once a day in the morning. Your regular serving is 5 grams. I do a heaping scoop because I'm 6'3" and I'm right around 200 pounds. I'm going to assume I need more than the average dose. But yeah, real quickly, a lot of people are scared of creatine and they tell you stuff like, oh, well, it just fills your muscles up with water. It's like, yeah, your muscles mostly water. Like that's good. That's what you want. So yeah, I mean, creatine there's been many studies on it, and I honestly haven't read any of them, but I know from the people I listen to that it's one of the best supplements, and very beneficial. And if you're a natural, then it's great. So I got that in there, and then a little bit of this, just flavoring, just to make it taste a little better, or make it taste great, honestly. I was kind of looking into the beet juice and really questioning why I do it. The beets should, increase blood flow. So I guess, first thing in the morning, it's not a bad idea to get things moving. Like sometimes you can use it as a pre-workout for like a fast, or like a cardio. I guess not a fasted cardio, but for like a cardio session if you didn't want to use a pre-workout. So the one thing I saw on the label that I didn't like was there is sugar in there. It's like 17 grams per serving. Granted, I did not see what the serving size was, but I'll probably be cutting that out later on. So I'm glad I saw that. So that's the plan. Time to eat this. Usually on my, I've got high carb, moderate carb, and low carb days. Right now I'm carb cycling, depending on what workout I'm doing. High carb is on my shoulder day because my shoulders struggle. I don't want those to downsize at all. Moderate carbs are for like leg day, and then one of the other days, I can't remember. And then all of my 2 off days are going to be the low carb days. And those are really hard because I'm not training, I have more free time, I end up sitting around more, And the more I sit around, the more I just want to eat and I'm hungry. And those are the days that I structured at this time that the 3 days are basically the same calories. It's just the macros that go, move around. So just like I said, higher fat on the low carb day and then lower fat on the high carb day. So all of them are about the same. I'm eating about the same amount of calories per day. So that's nice, but the low carb days definitely get a little tough. And when I'm not busy, I just want to eat. So typically, well, on my high carb day, I have a full white bagel with this exact meal, more or less. And then on my moderate carb day, I have half of that bagel. So I would like to be eating that bagel right now, but it's not the day. All right, meal one down, a little bit late, 7:24. Usually when I'm working, I start work at 6 a.m. So I'm eating at like 4:50, 5 a.m. this meal. Sometimes on an off day, it's the whole low carb thing. It's nice to tighten the meals up a little bit or sleep a little bit later so I'm not, as hungry. But you just gotta be careful with the meal timing. You wanna make sure you're getting your protein in, every 3 hours. But I was reviewing the previous clip a little bit, and yeah, so the serving size on the beet juice is 8 fluid ounces. So, if you're just putting 1 ounce, it's only 1/8 of 17 grams of sugar. Therefore, it's really not that much to be concerned about. The only other thing I realized was I also put apple cider vinegar in here. That's good for your gut health, digestion, keeping you regular. The only thing is, I would be careful. Apple cider vinegar is a acid, so you don't want to put too much in there. I don't measure it out. I just put a splash in there. I would say it's probably like 2 tablespoons or something like that. But you want to mix that with water. You don't want to do it straight. And even if you mix it with water, there's been times I've overdone it and it feels like my mouth burns a little bit. It's probably not very good for you. So watch out for that. All right, I'm back from nap for meal number 2 now. It's been a couple of hours, 2.5 hours. And, like I said, since I was a little bit behind, I can go ahead and have it. I am hungry. So what I've got here is a very simple meal. I have created my own diet plan currently, and I've used a lot of the ingredients that I got from my old coach. So he told me to eat these steel cut oats at one time. So I still do it, and I was wondering what is the difference from regular rolled oats. So I just looked it up so I can tell you guys. So basically, when the oat is broken down in production, and the steel cut oat like this, it's very hard to see, but it's just little round long pieces. Basically, the oat part is just cut into 2 or 3 pieces, and that's it. That's basically what it is. Whereas the rolled oat is steamed and rolled into that flat oat that you see, and so they're basically the same. The difference is that just the texture. Basically, the steel cut oats take a long time to cook, to soften them up. You'll see if you eat them pretty straight like I do, they're gonna be kind of hard. But then, so the other thing that comes with that is the rolled will break down easier because of the process it's been through, and should digest a little bit quicker. So the steel cut oat should take longer to digest and should keep you fuller longer, which is a good benefit. So I've got 60 grams of steel cut oats, a little bit of stevia, some cinnamon, that'll help my flavor a lot. And then I've got 2 scoops of whey isolate, 110 calories a piece. So this is like 50 grams of protein, with 1 tablespoon of almond butter in there. And same thing, that coach taught me to eat almond butter versus peanut butter, which I always preferred peanut butter. I think probably most people do. So I just compared them as well, which I have done before. But so the first thing that's kind of funny is almond butter is actually higher calorie. So it's 200 calories per serving, serving size, 2 tablespoons. I'm actually only having the 1, like I said. But you know, this is a good healthy fat. That's what I didn't say with the steel cut oats, you know, that those are your carbs, if you didn't know that. So it looks like almond butter has slightly less saturated fat. I didn't compare the sodium. It has more dietary fiber. Carbs are about the same. Sugar, slightly less. Protein is higher. You got 7 grams of protein. So I'm only getting half of that in here. But then all of the vitamins, calcium, iron, potassium are all a little bit higher in here. So should be all around a little bit better for you. And I think it didn't look like the fiber was that much different, but a little bit more fiber. That's kind of what I've always thought and told people. But this, like I said, I made up this meal plan, and this one, today I'm gonna eat it out of a bowl because when I get hungry, it's easier for me to eat it slowly out of a bowl. It just feels like more. But I do this shake meal as meal number 2 because at work I can drink it out of the bottle. Like I put the oats in there, I put everything in there. The only thing is the oats are obviously gonna settle down. So like every time I take a sip of it, I shake it up good, and then I just like flop it up like that so they drop down. And then there's a little bit of a skill to it. You gotta get it to flop down and then use the liquid to like press it into your mouth and then chew some up. And basically at the end, there's still gonna be a little bit of steel cut oats in there, but if you do it right, there's not much in there. A lot of people have issues eating 6 times a day because they work a job. So some people don't like that excuse, but for me currently, I'm doing the shake as meal number 2 while I'm working, and I have eaten the food before and like made it work, and it's not much fun. So that's why I've decided to do this now. And I also started out this prep. When I first cut my calories, I was doing like 4 scoops of protein per day. So like 2 with this meal, and then there was like 2 other meals with a scoop of protein. And I did that because while my calories were still up a little bit, I wanted to have more shakes. So it actually felt like less food. And then as I've brought the calories down this time to do the carb cycling, I cut one of those shakes out and put whole food in. So when I made that cut, it kind of felt like I was still eating more because I wasn't like drinking part of another meal. So that's the plan, that's how I deal with it. So yeah, and I usually put the steel cut oats and everything in this bottle the night before in the fridge. The longer you can let it soak, the softer they'll be. Like I said, they take a long time to cook, but I'm obviously not even cooking them. So the longer they can set in the water, the softer they're gonna be. So meal number 3 here, probably the saddest meal I have all week on the low carb day. This meal is 150 grams of broccoli, 5 ounces of chicken, and 50 grams of white rice. So then I would have basically the same on the moderate and the high carb day, except moderate, instead of 50 grams of rice, I would have 150, and then on high carb, I would have 200. So yeah, I mean, off season, I'm used to eating multiple meals that are like 300 grams of rice. So 50 is like 4 big spoonfuls. So it's not much carbs. But some of the things I've been dabbling with for my like dinner meal later on, I usually put these 3 ingredients in them, in that meal. This one, I'm just putting this sauerkraut in here, which I've already done. These are all, so sauerkraut, green olives, and then this is kimchi. These are all very low calorie, but usually high sodium. And then, yeah, your green olives have some fat and they are the highest calorie. But this sauerkraut, 20 calories for half a cup, 440 milligrams of sodium, 2 grams of fiber. There are 4 carbs in here. Olives, 20 calories, 2 grams of fat, 170 milligrams of sodium, less than 1 gram of carb. So that's pretty solid. You know, if you eat those, I know most people don't. I love them. So then kimchi, this is like a fermented cabbage, which this is also kind of like a pickled cabbage, but this is supposed to be like a live product that is good for your gut health as well. So it is 15 calories, 230 grams of sodium, and 3 grams of carbs. She has a little bit of sugar too. And then all of these, no, these cabbage products have a little bit of protein, but this doesn't have any protein. So what I've found in the past is, you know, with my rice and chicken meals, or rice and turkey meals, rice and hamburger or beef meals, I always want to get some Chick-fil-A sauce or get some kind of sauce and put on it. Granted, I don't want to do that realistically. I've been saying on these videos that I'm prepping right now. I never really defined that, if you don't know. So I'm prepping for bodybuilding competition. So I'm losing weight, and I've got 6 more weeks to lose as much weight as I can, or, you know, to get my body fat percentage down as low as I can. So I don't want to be adding sauces in. That's not a good idea. But these are very low calorie options that just give it a little bit more flavor. And granted, they are high sodium. I don't have a problem with high sodium. I think most of the time when people diet lean like I am right now, you're not going to get enough sodium, because once you cut out all the bad stuff, your sauces, whatever, certain drinks, stuff like that, that's when your sodium's going to go way down anyways. So I really will pick up on sodium, you know, add extra salt, add these things. I'm not too concerned about it. Now, sodium will make you hold water, so when I'm 2 weeks out, 1 week out, then I'm going to cut some sodium because I don't want to hold any extra water. But for now, I'm not worried about it. So then with other bodybuilders, what I usually see is they don't eat any vegetables. They just eat their carb sources and their protein and their fats. Granted, you know, broccoli does have a little bit of carb, but it's not much. But my problem with that is, first off, it's good fiber. It's going to keep you regular. When you start to diet, like when you get real lean, you're not going to have a bowel movement every day. And after a while, you know, you might not for a few days. And something like broccoli, that's going to help, push that through. So I try to keep a lot of green vegetables. Right now I'm just doing like 2 meals with a pretty heavy serving of broccoli, and then later on a heavy serving of asparagus. So I would definitely recommend that for everybody. Even in the off season, like I'm eating broccoli because I don't want to, start dieting and then, oh my God, now I gotta start eating broccoli. No, I mean, I've just been eating it all year, so it's not difficult. And yeah, a lot of those people can get away with it, and especially if you have the money to spend on a greens powder supplement. But when you get down low enough on your calories, it's nice to have that extra broccoli that's basically no calories to fill up your meal and make it a little bit bigger. And I did have the serving of spinach first meal this morning, so I'm actually doing 3 meals with a green vegetable right now. So I definitely try to prioritize that during prep. A few months ago, when I was still gaining, I wasn't eating 3 servings a day, but I was eating at least 1 or 2. There was something else, but I can't think of it right now. I might come back to it. Took me a whole 2 seconds to remember that thought. So the reason I'm showing you these now that I usually have with my later meal is because I'm not having my later meal. My dad and sister's birthday are today, and Jessica and I are going to Texas Roadhouse with the family, and I'm not packing my food. I'm going to be eating Texas Roadhouse, and a lot of people, if they're prepping, they're not going to be eating Texas Roadhouse. If they were, then it would be a cheat that you would have to prioritize around a workout, because that food's usually not going to be conducive to weight loss. However, it would be conducive to having a good workout, so that's why you would have to prioritize it around that, or work it off with cardio. But I'm going to be doing neither. I can't change everything in my life just because I'm prepping for a bodybuilding show. I've just got to be smart about it and work around it. Yesterday, I didn't have some of my meals prepped, and I ate Chick-fil-A. Some of you may be hardcore and you may be thinking I'm an idiot right now. That's fine. But yes, stuff happens, and I didn't have my chicken prepped, and I ended up working later. I worked 6 extra hours yesterday. So yeah, I had to eat some Chick-fil-A, but I was smart about it. I got the grilled chicken. I did eat the fries, but I didn't, get a milkshake or anything. So I did all right. And you've got to, I think the common mistake is that people say, oh, my meals aren't prepped. I guess I'll just get Chick-fil-A. I guess I'll just get what I always get. I'm cheating, so I'm gonna cheat. You can't do that. You've got to think, I know my last meal is fish and asparagus and kimchi and green olives. So tonight when I go to Texas Roadhouse, I'm gonna get fish, and I'm gonna tell them that I want them to cook it in just enough oil to keep it from burning. I don't want a bunch of extra butter or anything like that. I've actually never done that before, so I'll see how that goes. But then I'm gonna get, steamed broccoli, and I might have a potato or a house salad, but I'm not gonna have any cheese on the salad. I'm not gonna have ranch dressing on the salad. I'm not gonna be killing the dinner rolls. I might have one, I don't know, we'll see. But you can work around these things. What I've also been doing is just projecting. I know that's coming up tonight, so I could have a little less carbs in my earlier meals. I haven't yet done that today. I might do that in the next meal, we'll see. But I'm definitely not skimping on protein. That's something I can't miss. So I know I'm not gonna be cutting any protein out. Here we have meal number 4. 5 ounces of chicken and 30 grams of walnuts. Typically, it would have 3 ounces of sweet potato, which is about the size of this Beats case. It's not much. So, same, low carb, it kind of sucks. Then I'm gonna put some of this Cholula sauce on here. Just like earlier, you know, we got a decent amount of sodium in here, 0 calories. Give it some flavor, man. Let it rip. But yeah, I was just thinking I'll lay another nugget on you. So, just like I said on the last video about all the things I'm gonna do at Texas Roadhouse tonight to keep it somewhat clean. So I eliminated the sweet potato. After I took that video, I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, oh man, now I gotta do that. So the tip is, let someone else hold you accountable. You know, I've got Jessica here. If, you know, she's gonna be going out to eat with me, I can tell her, hey, this is my plan, this is what I'm gonna do. I can ask her to help keep me accountable, but the type of person I am, if I say I'm gonna do that, and then I don't do that, and she just sees that, you know, that hurts me in my mind. So it's just little things like that. And that's why, if you were gonna prep for a competition, I would definitely recommend working with a coach. I would love to work with a coach right now if I could afford it, but I just can't justify the cost right now. So that's why I'm doing it on my own, and to hopefully learn as much as I can, and perhaps gain the knowledge to coach others. So here is meal number 4. On a typical day, if I was working out, this would be my pre-workout meal. You know, I'd be about to hit the gym now, and I like it like that. I've worked out first thing in the morning, after one meal. You know, I've done it different ways depending on, you know, if I was off work or something, you know, maybe I'd train after 2 meals, but training after 4 meals is pretty solid. You know, you've got all that nutrition for the day behind that workout. But yeah, I mean, if I was working out today, I would want to eat this, you know, 30 minutes, an hour before. And you just got to find out what works for you. Me, I can honestly eat a big meal, go straight to the gym 30 minutes later and work legs, and I'm not going to throw up. Like, it doesn't bother me. So it depends on the person, but yeah, I wouldn't push it more than an hour or so. Guess it depends the duration of your workout as well. My duration right now is, my shortest workout is 2 hours, because I'm, you know, doing the full workout and then 30 minutes of cardio right after. So right there, I mean, if I get the meal half hour before, then I do the 2 hour workout, that's 2.5 hours. Then for me, it's a half hour drive home from the gym I currently go to. So that's 3 hours. Boom, it's time to hit another meal. So that's my thinking with that. All right, we made it to Texas Roadhouse. It's time to get some decent food. Got the first course here. Alright, got my food here. No butter on the sweet potato or the fish. So yeah, it can be done. But if it says 8 ounces, don't expect 8 ounces. Alright, it's about 9:50 now. Just got home. We had to stop and get groceries. So I'm about to sit down to my final meal. Earlier I was talking about protein. I'm not going to miss my protein. I didn't elaborate. All I mean is you need to be hitting your protein every 3 hours. So that's the one thing you don't want to skimp on. And what I was saying during the Texas Roadhouse video, which you probably couldn't hear, is I was saying, look, you can do it, you know, you can eat out. I told them minimal butter or no butter on the salmon. I had no dressing, no cheese, no croutons on the salad. But I got the larger salmon, and it was a decent size, but it's supposed to be an 8 ounce. You can almost guarantee at those places, if it says 8 ounces, it's probably gonna be like 4. So I did actually eat or drink like half of a protein shake before, just to make sure I'm hitting that goal protein. But yeah, it was good. Right now I'm really tired and hungry, and I'm in a terrible mood. That's just what happens during a prep, and usually I end up taking it out on Jessica or someone else, and I hate doing that, but I'm working on it. I'd say I'm doing a lot better this prep than last time, but it's still hard. I get very critical and point the finger at someone else all the time when I get irritable and hungry. But I think another thing that made the day really hard was not having any gum. Usually I chew about a pack of gum a day. There is 5 calories in each stick of gum and 2 grams of carbs. So this is something, you know, towards the end I'll probably cut this, but for now it helps me get by. But not having it all day was rough. But got meal number 6 here. 2 caramel rice cakes, 1 tablespoon of almond butter, and 1 scoop of whey isolate in water. So this is a good meal. Earlier I touched on, you know, when I have my pre-workout meal and then get to the gym and then finally get home, it's right at 3 hours. So this on paper is my meal 6, but what I have been doing is having this post-workout, because when I get home, it's been 3 hours after my workout, typically on those days. So I just like to throw this together really easily and get that protein, and then I'll eat the fish and the asparagus as the meal 6, and that's been fine. But I am glad I did this video today. It really helped me stay accountable. The weekends and the off days and the days I don't work are the hardest days to stay on diet. I'm not perfect, I make mistakes. When you get in a deficit like this, which, you know, I'm right at 2,500 calories every day now. For me, maintenance is like 4,000. So it's a significant cut, but it could be a lot worse, so I can't complain much. But yeah, when you get low on the calories, your mind will tell you some crazy stuff. So today I'm glad I was shooting this video and stayed accountable. I didn't make any mistakes. In my eyes, I did the best I could, even with the substituted meal. The one thing I would watch out for is if you are, you know, having like that outside meal like I had today. Sometimes in the past I've said, oh, well, I'm gonna have this cheat meal, and I say, oh, well, I'm not gonna eat these 2 meals in place. But then a lot of times you end up even coming in lower calorie and losing more weight than usual or than you need to. So you gotta watch out for that. And then what I was saying at Texas Roadhouse, I already said that. Yeah, I think that's everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night here, finish this up, and get to bed. So thank you guys for watching.